Imagine yourselves in a homeless child situation, sleeping on the streets by night, worried about what you're going to eat to survive, but going to school in the day. This was the struggle of a boy named Lejon Da Silva. At 5 years old, he lost his mother and bounced around from family to family for a little while, but ended up spending 3 years alone and homeless. Of this experience, Lejon said, I wanted clothes. I wanted to be able to live like a normal kid, I wanted to eat like a normal kid. I slept at parks. I loved sleeping on parking lots because I could see the stars, the sky. There was one where I could see the horizon of the city. I slept at pools. Those were cool. I don't like to refer to it as bad or that it was terrible because I learned a lot. I learned a lot of survival skills. Life became a bit easier. Just like Lejon, there are so many children living in these situations and struggling to know what they're going to eat the next morning before they go to school. According to the National Coalition for the Homeless, in 2013, in the United States, an estimated 1.3 million people from 600,000 families will experience homelessness today, while 3.8 million more will live in precarious housing situations. Put another way, of every 200 children in America, 3 will be homeless today, and more than double that number will be at risk for homelessness. When putting that into perspective, in the average elementary school that has 400 children, approximately 6 of those students are going without the basic needs of survival. The Homeless Children Youth Act of 2015 says, over 1.2 million homeless students were identified by public schools last year. For children that are experiencing homelessness, it is essential that they remain in school. School is one of the few stable and secure places in the lives of homeless children and youth, a place where they can acquire the skills necessary to help them escape poverty. For students in these circumstances, receiving a quality education while trying to survive is a very difficult task. There are many factors that contribute to these children and young adults' circumstances. However, there is a difference that can be made in ways that people can help and support students struggling in these circumstances. The circumstances that happen in order for adults, children, and families to be in homeless situations vary widely. Some of these situations include domestic violence, drug addiction, and abuse, as well as alcohol. Loss of family members, like Lejon, how he lost his mother and was left alone. According to the National Law Center on Homelessness and Poverty, in 2009, more than 90% of homeless women are victims of severe physical or sexual abuse, and escaping that abuse is a leading cause of their homelessness. Children put in these situations struggle so much because it's so detrimental to their mental health, and it affects their ability to succeed academically. In an article titled Foreclosed, 2 million homeless students and counting, written in 2009 by Sarah McKibben, it states a predicted 2 million children will lose their homes over the next 2 years because of the foreclosure crisis. Though some families have gotten lucky, a lot still are besieged with the burden of trying to provide for their family. This statement is just as prevalent today because there are just as many, if not more, homeless students and families struggling. The circumstances to which an individual or family ends up without a home are sometimes because of their own poor choices, and others with events beyond their own control. It is found that more and more student-aged children, are involved in somewhat of a state of homelessness, and they aren't able to receive the essential tools to ensure their success. Homeless education is a problem that occurs and affects youth in every aspect of their lives. Both immediate and enduring effects are in place, physical and emotional. In a report prepared for the Family Housing Fund in 2012, Ellen Hart Shigo states Half of homeless children experience 2 or more illnesses per month. As you can imagine, so many children struggle with this because if they are even exposed to the common cold, it can be detrimental to their health. Without given the necessary preventative measures, they end up hospitalized and accumulate severe illnesses. Another consequence of homelessness among youth is the social and emotional developmental barriers that arise. These brought up in these circumstances are faced with traumatic and taxing occurrences that are difficult for them to understand. And these homeless children that are school age have very high rates of mental disorders compared to those of their peers. These emotional and behavioral problems, as well as physical problems that arise, will have an effect on the children's academic success. Hart Shigos goes on and states in her article that homeless children are 4 times more likely to score at or below the 10th percentile in vocabulary and reading. Why is that? Why does that happen? Homeless children's academic performance is hindered by their weak cognitive development and by the circumstances that they are in because of homelessness. These and many other causes of their circumstances hinder their academic success and don't help foster an environment where students can progress. The effects of homelessness on students can be reduced and possibly in due time annulled. LeJohn, he was found by a teacher at his school in a parking lot one night. And because she was made aware of his situation, she was able to help him. They provided him with a home and as well as tools to help him succeed academically. And LeJohn graduated in the top of his class with a 3.67 GPA and received a full ride scholarship to college. So awareness is the number one thing that can help not only prevent, but help these children and families overcome the state of homelessness that they live in. Gretel Hinderleder of Natrona County has started a homeless students project in Natrona County School District. Their mission is to provide equal educational services to those in Casper that are identified as homeless. We need to take action. We can make a difference. And we're only students ourselves, just even a friend to help encourage and support these kids can change their futures drastically. As students that come from a less fortunate background and are homeless attend school, we need to be sure that they're receiving the tools necessary to succeed as they go forward in life. Thank you.